There is no director, and the film is burning. You cannot escape duality, as non-duality is the knowing that you are the dream of separation, and this is the dream as well. Life looks and feels like anything at all. Life as a human being is filled with great sorrow and joy. How wonderful we can feel so deeply. The pulse, the swing, the zing of this amazing life, this love song, which sings itself. No words or notes are missing. There are no edges to fill or erase. No beginning or end can be found. No one can awaken to this, as all that seems to appear is, well, all there is. And the day stretched into its own light, basking in the electric, a magical light and sound show, sensuously dreaming itself, tasting the flavor of deep, deep shadows hiding under the roses where reds and greens disappeared last fall, drinking the scintillating echoes flowing through my fingers, the rush of wind and tides and starlight wandering across the disappearing horizon. The songs of ancient seas melt sound and silence into this hush, this kiss of everything and nothing at all. There is no memory of a girl who felt separate from life, from love, but there are stories that arise about a someone sitting on a cliff above the sunset sea, longing to grok the sameness of inside and outside, and the nuclear explosion of when that became obvious, the merging of infinite and intimate, the collision of never and forever. And yes, these are old, scratchy records that play when people ask, old photographs seen through a melting mirror, like the ones my parents showed me of their lives, or that strangers show me on airplanes of their families. I always ask, people I never met, yet I always seem to cry. The inner surf is the outer, and there is no sea. A lullaby sings me into the arms of my own embrace, and always an ungraspable, untouchable magic, an edgeless womb of bliss, of love, of nothing at all. Softly, gently rain. Windows dissolve into tears, reflections pour through my eyes, colors slide off the memory of moon, splashing wetness into patterns of naked trees and doves, floating, snow, falling. Feathered beauty weaves this elegant tapestry of wind streaming through a silhouette of echoes. Shards of moonlight buried deep in the ground, or was it my heart that broke the hourglass? Acres of sand melting into glass, into this sea of dreams that has no shore, near or distant, no harbor in which to hide, no bottom where you can plunge your anchor and wait for the freedom of a calm day. Storms may appear to gather and currents flow, but it is all ocean, all love, even the longing to float or sail across the sea is a dream sinking into itself. Tears are echoes sliding through puddles, reflections burning, feathers of rain, delicately your face. How beautiful this sadness, this sky, sinking. Sails are wind, water rising, slowly, rain. River descends into moon. Texture of light swoons into a symphony of feathers. Winds stir the grasslands of memory, articulating sky and pulse of night in the darkness. Tea blooms into a crescendo of warmth, a typhoon of touch and taste, and the morning waiting for her skin to peel into songs of light and shadow and paint the colors of day. Distant chimes sing, slide into their own echoes. Where is this sensuous of life, inside or out? Your skin never held you. Life breathes you as you breathe life. Love slays you and swallows you whole. How would love recognize herself but through your eyes, your tears, and your beautiful broken heart? We are fingerprints of water in water. Songs of tears and tears drying sing our delicate beauty. Our eyes supersaturated, overflowing with love's reflections. We are a delicate symphony of wet in wet. The whirl and swirl of life, the crest of a wave in waveless beauty, life falling into itself, love falling in love with love. Memory seems to create lost and found patterns, wind in wind. Leftover leaves scoot across the garden. My cat and I watch, amazed at the beauty, the sound, the echoes, the taste of life. But without thought he cannot sing of it, and seems to appear in the singing. I am a liquid poem of sunset bleeding on to this page. Low-slung carpet of moon slides under the shadows. Shards of memory howl at the sky. Underwater reflections burn, dissolve. Was there ever a sound other than this? Ever a fragrance other than this aliveness, blooming and burning simultaneously? Patterns of ashes slide onto the shore. Traceries of what never was dance through the arabesque of footprints and wind, and ideas of moving, of dancing, of plunging your heart into the center of love and never coming out the other side. You cannot enter or exit or merge with love. There is no outside or inside, nothing other or better or more, nor one day when you will finally slide into a perfect pirouette of words that will reveal what you long to know or forget. This is not a remembering. This is whatever it looks and feels like, and it has always been and never was and never will be. First robin's song swims through the morning, anointing the dark with a promise of dawn. Finches join the chorus of awakening. The dreaming of light swoons through the canyon, illuminating empty silhouettes, painting shades of softness into my heart. All tastes sublime. The fragrance of tears permeates this intimacy that cannot be captured or held. As the grasping, the longing for love would be simply love falling into its own arms. Love writes her name in your heart, and it is yours. Wave of love falls into itself. It is all ocean softness, including these tears. Multi-petaled iridescence pours gently through prisms of light. Symphony of flowers blooms and wilts simultaneously. Life effortlessly sings itself, yet cannot grasp or hold itself, as it is its own embrace. The longing for what is not is what is. The effort to make the flower of life bloom is life blooming, all by itself, utterly, unavoidably, naturally so. You cannot escape or reject or surrender to love, as love has no outside nor inside. There is no other. There are no two, nor one, nor none. There is no next, no place to reach, and no one traveling from here to there. Life seems to meander along the meandering, a ballet of emptiness and fullness, sensuously lost and found, and in between, but there is no here nor there, nor both, nor neither. There is no one to be free or bound by concepts like freedom or bondage. Life flowers and wilts at the same time, without time or timelessness, without space or emptiness, without ever actually becoming. Petals of your loveliness bloom in my eyes, in this dance of echoes without a source. Without sound or silence, love sings, unknowable, ungraspable, inescapably so. It is all the big picture. There is no frame. I hear that many Don-Dual speakers use the same words. I don't listen, and I don't care, but I love to sing. You can listen or not. I don't sell many books, so they must not fit the religion. These songs are not hymns or prayers. I am a song and dance man. This is a call and answer love song. We are echoes and there is no source, simply scintillating reflections blooming and receding simultaneously in a dream of time and space, dreaming itself, singing itself, just like this. This elusive, obvious immediacy swallows itself and spits you out in a tangle of memory, vines creeping toward the sky, roses and thorns and hints of blue shimmering inside these crumbling garden walls. Words tumble into colors, reds and oranges, and fire on the mountain, blazing, burning, all that you know, and rain falling. How beautiful these fingers pricked by sunset, these tears cascading into ocean songs, murmuring echoes unwinding your beautiful nautilus heart. Wall-less chambers resonate. Beautiful, sensuous echoes caress you from the inside and outside and dissolve your skin. I am the ache of the thorns and the roses bleeding, the ache of the robin song billowing through these spring leaves, and memories of winter falling through the book of dreams. I am echoes of wind songs sliding through your horizon, dissolving into the fade. Love's ungraspable colors paint all and everything that seem to swirl and dance and sing, pouring a profound, bittersweet loveliness into this tongue, this heart, that knows the words but cannot speak outside of these rhythms and rhymes that never rhyme. Staccatos and smooth arpeggioed glimpses of shimmering, and the deep bottomless in between, and the subtle oscillations of moon. It is the looking for certitude, for solidity, that defines you. Yet some look for liquidity, or unknowing, or emptiness. No one will find either, as they are the belief that there is something to find, which seems to create a barrier between them and it. But there is no it or this, as there is no outside or inside to this magical appearance, as this is not a thing or an absence of a thing. It is ungraspable, yet unavoidable, neither solid nor liquid, neither moving nor non-moving, without a background of time or timelessness or space or spacelessness. Breathtakingly wondrous. As there are no words, yet words still slide through these fingertips, this tongue, this heart that melts into the words as they paint them. This ballet is unutterably simple and unspeakably beautiful. Love comes close, but this fire of passionate beauty flowing through this itself feels like a sensuous lostness. Yet there is no one to be lost and no location, no place, no home to enter or leave. This love without other, this dream appearing and dissolving without a heartbeat or a breath or a moment in between. Slowly, slowly, the cat in the garden, I dream of sleep. Thought is simply part of the wild and wonderful liquid dreamscape painted by thought. Truth and freedom and enlightenment and thought are thoughts. All ideas are like pieces of sky, and you know even lightning cannot divide the sky. So there is no need to pick up the pieces and put the sky together. Trying to do so or not is sky pouring through sky. Nothing can be out of place, as there are no things, there are no places, no here nor there, without an imaginary point of view, you, around which the rest of the fairy tale revolves. This is not perfection, as perfection is a word is a thought, yet it feels perfect, sublime. This is utterly, simply, infinitely intimate, and completely unknowable. You can feel this seamlessness, this emptiness, but you cannot know or understand or grasp it. You are not a piece of sky. There is no sky. Leftover roses drenched in petaled sun explode. The long, long rains are burned in love. No ashes are left, no winds to blow the emptiness away, sailing through your heart. What is left when emptiness is gone? Everything and nothing at all. Love without other. love dreaming of love. The dream of non-separation is not separate from the dream of separation. It is all dream. There is no dream. Broken daffodils, faces in the dirt, the scent of wonder streaming, dissolving, pouring through these hands, this heart that cannot gather beauty, all is beauty. Empty hearts yearning, broken shadows in the growing dusk, kids running, echoes drifting, clouds plow through the blue adorned with sunset, moon slides through the billowing and bursts into its opalescence. Nothing is hiding inside or underneath these words, nothing can be plucked and tossed outside of this sensuous dreamscape. Day breathes, night sings. Love is the question and the answer. Nothing can be learned or remembered or forgotten. Darkness hovers. She anoints your life with a preciousness that this cannot be understood, and yet it will end. This is the scintillating gem. Shooting stars burn and drown in their own light. Robin song in the dark, cat sleeps. Breath of dawn sweeps elegant shadows through fingers of light. Which way does the day flow? In to out, or out to in? Tears and laughter and the hush. Symphony of silence within the song. Cascading arpeggios, rippling sky. Ocean falls through ocean, bottomless sky. Wings of sky soar through sky. There is nowhere to fly, nowhere to land. Every feather tastes sky, as sky listens to the dream of soaring. Wind pours and tumbles through the tips of wind, swirling in meaningless, patternless patterns, whirling through your fingertips, pouring through your edgeless heart. An echo chamber unfurling its secrets, hiding them in discarded shells scattered across the desert sands, waiting for you to listen, to taste the beauty that you are, to touch what you cannot touch, to kiss what you can never kiss. As you are, life kissing itself, singing itself. There is no need of words or silence. Love is singing, and her song can never be understood or grasped. And that is the beauty, that is the love, that is this, whatever it looks and feels like. Love is this without other. Edgeless, seamless beauty, nautilus unwinds, ocean pours, love sings, and answers itself. You may feel your lips move. Your heart knows these songs. They are written for no one, for everyone, and just for you. We are stories, monologues of memory, one word at a time, seemingly spinning a tale like a whirling stick whose tip is burning. Memory paints the appearance of time and a circle with an outside and inside, and feels like the center is solid and unchanging and yet somehow broken. Until the story changes, the circle is no longer chasing itself as it breaks free from the imaginary center and runs through the forest and streams and somehow knows that it is imaginary, yet somehow it feels free, knowing that there is no freedom, and it feels like love, knowing there is no love. And the story is full and empty. Love is full and empty. And these are empty words. And as word is a word. And I am these words that jump fences, and sometimes my skirt gets caught on a piece of wire and rips into marvelous shades of water, leaving psychedelic trails that no one can follow. Moon slides across the windshield and into the gutters. Night splashes sky into my eyes. Handfuls of yesterdays rip open my empty pockets, slash the imaginary sides of my heart. Love turns inside out and outside in, and unwinds all ideas of meaning and meaninglessness. Nothing is looked for, nothing is found. We are a lost and found melody, trickling streams of memory, rushing, roaring, surfing, soaring, supersaturated sea dreams, dissolving oceans and skies into bottomless. We are seas of sapphire moon ache, burning the deepening sky. radiantly obvious, aliveness, profoundly wondrous, like a magical illusion without a sorcerer, indescribably delicious, the breath of morning and the dance of wind and light drifting through the blossoming trees. Is it sad? Is it beautiful? Is it anything at all? The magic is that this is ungraspable, unfigure-outable, utterly unknowable, and utterly obvious. Not knowing, nor looking to know or to pinpoint or capture this elusive, obvious aliveness leaves a deep and immediate recognition without confusion, blossoming into the utter awe of seamless freedom beyond freedom and bondage. As there are no things and no one to be free or bound, unthinkably so, simply this seamless, edgeless, utterly infinite intimacy, this symphony of perception and its inseparable, simultaneous recognition. There is no separate sight or sound or taste or smell or touch or thought without words. There is no inside or outside without words. Can you find them? Can you find a someone who is looking? Self-arising and simultaneously self-releasing. No one is pushing or pulling life. This, just as it seems to appear, is magic, enchanting, wondrous, without measure. All measurement, all dimension, all separation is imaginary. It is not an it, or the absence of an it, neither full nor empty, yet somehow both and neither. Sea winds soar through the abandoned carnival. Piles of sand gather in between the fallen ponies, painted now by memories of twirling. Waves of dust and faded confetti swirl across broken sidewalks, settle in the cracks of mirrors. Broken reflections sliding, melting, return to sand, to empty beaches. We are memories of wind tattoos dissolving in wind, sensuously pouring through the eyes, the skin, the fading. Spontaneous, natural perfection, infinite, patternless patterns drawn by words like touch and sound and love, which seem to lasso a swirl or a whirl of your fingerprint on water. Yet the swirls and whirls are words as well. No actual solidity can be found. No point when you can say, this is or is not. There is no liquidity, as without memory, creating a continuum of time and space, you cannot find anything, not even emptiness. And what does this have to do with the flavor, the taste of moonlight sliding through the darkness and the naked trees growing where you once stood, waiting for the dawn? We are reflections dancing. No one began this ballet of light and shadow and colors rushing through our limbs, out our fingers and into sky. Echoes plunge infinite shades of joy and sorrow into our bottomless hearts that thirsted for what we knew not. We are the hunger, the thirst, and the drunkenness. We are the magic, the taste of taste, the enchantment of our imaginary edges overflowing with tears and laughter and meaningless words that can never capture this indecipherable feeling of aliveness that bursts and explodes all boundaries between you and me and love. And infinite shades of darkness ignite the dawn as we dance in each other's footsteps in the tangoing dream. And I am but an echo in a dream cast adrift in a fairy tale of echoes, suspended between time and timelessness, between never and forever. Love is singing. Sourceless, baseless, untraceable reflections ricocheting on the canyon walls, overtones and undertones with no pure sound. Yet this sublime music wafts and winds and weaves a tale of light and dark and infinite shades of rainbows sliding. Roses bloom and wilt simultaneously, and there is nothing in between. No petals to count, no colors to paint, no velvet softness to wear, no fantasy to peer into and capture the magic of flowers or the bittersweet beauty of love, the grief and the joy of this unspeakable wonder. Lost and found in a ballet of echoes between love and nothing at all. Liquid mosaic of mirrors slides through its own reflection. Shards of scattered sunlight dream of falling softly, on the patterned ground, stab your heart with golden. Beauty twirls the knife deeper and deeper as you drown in your own amazement. There were never any sides to the reflection of beauty, no separate voices in the chorus of morning breaking, breathing, singing, caressing you out of your chateau, dancing you into scintillating iridescence where you melt again and again into the golden. Pierced by your own nakedness, there is no place left to wander, nothing to gather into your empty heart. A river now overflowing its banks, flooding the desert with wings and wind songs. Secrets unravel as inside and outside lose their place. You cannot find your feet, your voice, in this chorus. Yet all the notes are sung, steps are taken, kisses and tears fall, liquid light pours into the cracks of broken mirrors and erases your brokenness. Your eyes, your mouth, your face, your heart were never separate. There is no place where love does not bathe this contrapuntal madness of sadness and joy in a magical beauty. This enchanting wondrousness of life singing itself without a before or after or in between. Wind cannot capture wind. It slides through its photograph, ripping all ideas of wind into wild tatters streaming like all the prayers you sent into heaven, now just beautiful, tender colors dancing. All fades as I watch the spring leaves tremble and long trees slowly waltz across the canyon skies, tinsel wings shimmering in a make-believe sea. Twisting and twirling into the horizon, wrapped up inside the dance. It turns inside out. No dance can be found or lost in the sweep of never and forever coursing through your heart. All of life dances itself. There are no steps nor dance floor, nor a background of space and time. Yet we are this dance, this heartbeat of this and that, and it feels like love blossoming and falling, plum blossoms racing across the garden, through my heart into yours, through the street lights, fading. Dawn casts her shadow on the window. Darkness hides under the roses. Wrapped inside the darkest night, a mourning dove sings. I am a song of sunlight, bathing in a forest dream. Fairy tales and hidden springs sing. The taste of plum blossoms hover in the shimmering. Echoes pour into a river of words. There is no knowing or unknowing, and no need to know or capture love. Playing in the ripples, dancing, weeping, laughing at the unassailable beauty of love, of life, of whatever seems to appear. Reflections soar through the falling. Consider the total sensorial display, which includes thought. It is unthinkable and not even an it, separate from perception. Attention seems to drift and scan and land on what will help the organism survive. Words seem to lasso and paint a part, a photograph of a note or a single voice of the symphony, which may include the feeling that there is a right or wrong way for attention to dance, or that there is something missing, or a trying to focus on the immediacy of plum blossoms and the beauty of spring, or to not focus on thought or this or that, or other ideas of other, better, more, or next. But it is thought that writes the story, neither wrong or right, neither true or false, as all these mentally fabricated ideas are simply part of the story, spontaneously, naturally happening, all by itself. How could there possibly be a better when there is no other? No other better or next can be found. There is simply the obvious magic of what seems to appear, this atemporal blooming and wilting, momentary, that never becomes a thing. Call it life, call it aliveness, call it love. There is no need. As this all there is, no word or river of words will ever suffice to embrace this, when the embracing of this is it. Yet poetry seems to escape its own words. This magnificent ache, like love, like grief, like joy, what is not wounded by the first robin song, by the slippery morning fading, the power, the madness, the absence of moon, and the plum blossoms falling, my body a river of poems, reaching, Day blooms within the hush. We dance through invisible starlight, alone. Behind closed eyes night is dreaming. I can only know my colors, my reds and blues, my sapphire skies, that I long to pour into your eyes. Words paint a brokenness that cannot be healed. Poems slide out of their words, reveal your naked beauty. Rain is no longer needed to hide your tears. Fire of grief and beauty, rake your heart until the sides are gone. Echoes reverberate, dissolve in trails of memory. Colors slide off the confetti into their own drowning. Tidal wave of words drowns in the sea it dreams. Poems are prayers in a foreign tongue, sliding into the fade, where dust never settles, nor fire. Dreams do not die, they are simply dreams, vaporized tears. Steam curls from my morning tea, drifts to the window, through my reflection, hovering in the dark. Gray cat sleeps in the dream of sleep.